Hello everyone, this is Al, Red Sox fan, coming to you from Al, Red Sox fan YouTube station, bringing you a little late night baseball as I'm watching the Cubs and Dodgers tied up at 1. And we're going to go back to our 1927 Yankees in Murderers Row, take on all comers, which means they're taking on some of the greatest pitchers of all time. And tonight, it's a family feud, a civil war. The 1978 Yankees and Ron Guidry, the Gator, Louisiana Lightning, will take on the 1927 Yankees of Ruth and Gehrig. So this is quite a matchup in the Bronx. The fans are very excited. And let's get to it. As they say those magical words, play ball. Ron Guidry in 1978, 25 wins, 3 losses, earned run average below 2, 1.74. So let's see how he does against Murderers Row. His counterpart on the mound for the 27 Yankees, Wilcy Moore, 19 wins, 7 losses, 2.28 earned run average. The Yankees of 1927 would win the World Series and had a record of 110 wins and only 44 losses. The 1978 Yankees would go on to beat my beloved Boston Red Sox in a one-game playoff to clinch the American League East title, beat the Royals for the pennant, and then the Dodgers in the World Series. They had a regular season record of 100 wins and 63 losses. That's right, they played 163 games because the one-game playoff did count towards the schedule. Let's go to the lineups here. For the 1978 Yankees, who are the visiting team, the 27 Yankees always play as the home team, even though the game is taking place at Yankee Stadium, the house that Ruth built. Leading off for the 78 Yankees, Mickey Rivers playing center field. Batting second, the left fielder Lou Piniella. Batting third, the third baseman Greg Nettles. Batting fourth, Mr. October, Reggie Jackson, playing right field. Batting fifth, doing the catching, Thurman Munson. Batting sixth, the first baseman Chris Chambliss. Batting seventh, the DH Thomason. Batting eighth, the second baseman Willie Randolph. And batting ninth, Bucky Bleeping Dent, playing short. For the 1927 Yankees, in center field, Earl Combs to lead off. Batting second, Bob Buesel, playing left field. Batting third, the first baseman, the Iron Horse, Lou Gehrig. The cleanup hitter, the right fielder, the Bambino, Babe Ruth. Batting fifth, the second baseman, Tony Lazzari. Batting seventh, the shortstop, Mark Coney. Batting seventh, the catcher, Johnny Grabowski. Batting eighth, the third baseman, Mike Gazzella. And batting ninth, the designated hitter, Ben Pasquale. Alright, so here we go. The quick Mickey Rivers to lead it off here. 8 out of 10 bunter. In 1978, Mickey Rivers batted .265, 11 home runs with 48 runs driven in. Stole 25 bases, scored 78 times, and off right-handed pitcher batted .298. We're going to attempt a bunt with Mickey Rivers. Here's the pitch by Moore. Rivers puts down the bunt. Moore pounces on it and throws to Lazzari, covering first for out number 1. So the 27 Yankees were not fooled at all by that play. 1 out, no one on. Here comes sweet Lou Piniella. Piniella batted .314 in 1978. 6 home runs, 69 runs driven in. Off right-handed pitching, .309. Moore gets a sign from Grabowski. Here's the pitch to Piniella. Grounder back to Moore, over to Lou Gehrig. 2 up, 2 down. And here comes the third baseman for the 78 Yankees, Greg Nettles. .276 batting average, 27 home runs, 93 runs driven in. Off right-handed pitching, he batted .319. Looking to launch one down that short right field line here at Yankee Stadium. Righty-lefty matchup. Grabowski sets the target. Here's the pitch to Greg Nettles. And Nettles works a walk. So with 2 outs, Nettles at first. Here comes Mr. October, Reggie Jackson. Jackson batted .274, 27 home runs, 97 runs driven in 1978 for the Yankees. 306 off right-handed pitching, another righty-lefty matchup for Wilcy Moore. Gehrig holding Nettles on at first. Here's the pitch to Jackson. Pops it up to Gazella at third. He makes the catch. We go to the bottom of the first. No score for the 78 Yankees. The 27 Yankees coming up. Due up for Murderers Row, Combs, Musel, and Lou Gehrig. If anyone gets on Babe Ruth, we have Higher Ground Gaming in the chat. That's Eric from Higher Ground Gaming. Remember to check out Higher Ground Gaming, wonderful channel, Retro Sports, with Eric, Mr. Brody, and Miss Mags. He also says, I just played the 1978 game versus the Yankees. I will be checking that out later on his station. He's doing a retro replay of the 1978 Boston Red Sox season on Stratomatic. I'm doing it on Digital Diamond Baseball, and we're going to be, when we get to the All-Star break, I believe, Eric, we're going to do a show together comparing what's going on. He's doing a little better than I am, so hats off to you. Alright, so here comes Earl Combs. Combs in this replay project, batting .404, 1 home run, 7 RBIs. He's riding an 11-game hit streak. In actuality, in 1927, he batted .356, 6 home runs, 64 runs driven in, and .333 off left-handed pitching. So you have Ron Guidry on the mound. Behind the plate, you have the excellent Thurman Munson. At the corners, you have Greg Nettles, at third, and Chris Shamblin, both 10 out of 10 defensive range. And up the middle, Bucky Dent, 6 out of 10, and Willie Randolph, 7 out of 10. Very solid defensive infield. In left field, Lou Piniella, 6 out of 10 range, very poor arm, 2 out of 10. Mickey Rivers, 8 out of 10 range, average arm. And Reggie Jackson, 6 out of 10 range, with a very good arm, 8 out of 10. As Eric from Higher Ground Gaming, it's a little late for him. He says, I'm rooting for the 78 Yankees. No, I mean the 27 Yankees. I despise the 78 Yankees. He says, LOL. So do I. But I am managing the 78 Yankees against Murderers Row tonight. So Ron Guidry on the mound gets the sign from Thurman Munson. Here's the pitch to Combs. That's a grounder back to Guidry. He fields it and goes to Chambliss for out number 1. Now up Bob Musel, the 27 Yankees left fielder, .213, 1 home run, 1 RBI in this retro replay project, where the 27 Yankees take on all comers, the best pitchers throughout history of baseball. In 27, Musel batted .337, 8 home runs, 103 runs driven in, lefty-righty matchup. Musel batted .349 off left-handed pitching. Guidry nods his head, he rocks and fires, and he strikes out Musel. He chased the pitch out of the zone on the 0-2 count. So 2 up, 2 down, and here comes the Iron Horse, Lou Gehrig. How can you not like Lou Gehrig? The Yankee first baseman batting .298 in the retro replay. 3 home runs, 4 RBIs. In actuality, .373, 47 round trippers, 175 runs driven in. Lefty-lefty matchup. Gehrig batted .356 off left-handed pitching. Guidry toes the rubber, looks in at Munson. Here's the pitch to Gehrig. And that is gone! Lou Gehrig turned on that pitch and crushes it to right center field, and Reggie Jackson popped a hamstring and is coming out of the game. Wow! Is that going to be a tough break for the 78 Yankees? And we need a new right fielder. Oh boy. That's gonna really hurt. I guess we can put Paul Blair in right. Let's see if we might move Piniella to right. Who can play left? Jay Johnstone can play left. He's got a 7 arm, not much range. And then we can move Piniella to right. Either way, this is not good. Can Jay Johnstone play right? Yes, he can. And he has a 4 range, so Jay Johnstone's going to come in and play right field. And he'll assume the cleanup hitting duties. As his pitcher did not load. Let's see if we can fix that. Bear with me a moment. Players' photos. Let's go to Jay Johnstone. That's not the right team. There we go. Here's the right Yankee team. Players' photos. Jay Johnstone. There's his pitcher. Look at that mug. Alrighty. As Eric from Higher Ground Gaming says, I wish Jackson would get injured in my series, LOL. Alright, so 2 outs, 1-0 lead. Lou Gehrig just homered off Louisiana Lightning, and here comes the Bambino, Babe Ruth. Jay Johnson replaces Reggie Jackson, who's injured, pulls a hamstring. Babe Ruth struggling so far, batting .208 in this retro replay. 4 home runs, 8 RBIs. In actuality, .356, 60 home runs, 164 runs driven in. Off left-handed pitching, .336. Guidry gets a sign from Munson. He rocks and fires. Ruth swings, he sends that ball deep, and Mickey Rivers leaps and makes the catch, crashes into the center field wall, robbing Babe Ruth of extra bases. The side finally retired for the 27 Yankees. We go to the top of the second, 1-0. Murderers roam the 27 Yankees thanks to the home run by Lou Gehrig. 2 up for the 1978 Yankees in this family feud. Munson, Chambliss, and Thomason. Thurman Munson, the captain, the catcher, batted .297 in 78, 6 home runs, 71 runs driven in. Wilcy Moore toes the rubber, gets a sign from Grabowski. Here's the pitch to Munson, and Munson singles into left field. And the Dodgers just hit a walk-off, I believe, home run. This ball game's over. They now go up 2-0 over the Cubs. And here comes Chris Chambliss. Chambliss, .274, 12 home runs, 90 runs driven in 1978 for the Yankees, and he batted .257 off right-handed pitching. Munson at first being held on by Lou Gehrig. Going to play hit and run here. Here's the pitch by Moore. Chambliss grounds a slow roller to Koenig, and he just gets him at first for out number 1. Tying run, and Thurman Munson advances to second base. So with 1 out, stepping to the plate, Gary Thomason. He's a designated hitter. Thomason batted .276. 3 home runs, 20 runs driven in 116 at-bats. Off right-handed pitching, he batted .276. Chance to knock in Munson at second. The windup and the pitch by Moore. And Thomason works a walk, doesn't chase on the ball in the dirt. So 2 on, 1 out. Here comes Willie Randolph, the Yankees second baseman in 1978, .279, 3 home runs, 42 runs driven in, and .254 off right-handed pitcher. Wilcy Moore's ready. Grabowski sets the target. Here's the pitch to Willie Randolph. And that is ripped foul down the left field line. The count is now no balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 2 on. Moore gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Randolph. Popped up, Grabowski races back to the screen, and he makes the catch. What a catch by Grabowski. Out number 2. And here comes the number 9 hitter, or as we call him here in the Massachusetts or New England area, or anywhere where you're a Red Sox fan, Bucky bleeping Dent. Bucky Dent in 1978 batted .243. He hit 5 home runs, one of which was in the 78 one-game playoff against the Red Sox, the bastard, with 40 RBIs. Off right-handed pitching, he only batted .221 though. So 2 outs, 2 on, tying run at second, Thurman Munson, 4 out of 10 speed. Here's the pitch to Dent. And that is a line out to Combs in center. He hit the ball hard, but Earl Combs was there. Side retired. We go to the bottom of the second. 1-0, 1927 Yankees. Due up for Murderers Row and Incorporated, Lazzeri, Kone, and Grabowski. Tony Lazzeri only batting .125 in this project. 1 home run, 3 RBIs. In actuality, 309, 18 round trippers, 102 runs driven in. 322 off left-handed pitching. Munson sets the target. Guidry's ready. Here's the pitch to Lazzeri. Grounder to Nettles. He makes a diving play, gets up and fires to Chris Chambliss for out number 1. That's a wet gem, folks. So with 1 away, here comes Mark Kone, batting .188 in the project, 5 RBIs. In actuality, 1927, 285, 3 home runs, 62 runs driven in. Off left-handed pitching, 295. Kone digs in. He's ready to grip and rip. Louisiana Lightning rocks and fires. And that is a line out to Mickey Rivers in center. So with 2 away, here comes the 27 Yankees catcher, Johnny Grabowski, batting .250. No home runs, no RBIs. In 27, Grabowski batted .277. With 25 runs driven in, he had no round trippers. Guidry toes the rubber, looks in at Munson. Here's the pitch to Grabowski, and that is ripped into left field for a 2-out single. The inning continues, and here comes Mike Gazzella, the Yankee third baseman. He's batting .182 for the project, 1 RBI. In actuality, .278 and 9 RBIs in 115 at-bats. .297 off left-handed pitching. Not many RBIs left on base for these 27 Yankees down in the order, as pretty much Gehrig, Ruth, and Lazzeri and Musil gobbled them all up. Grabowski, 5 out of 10 base running ability, at first being held on by Chambliss. Here's the pitch to Gazzella, and that's blooped in to left center field. Going first to third is Grabowski. Runners on the corners now for the 27 Yankees. Ron Guidry finding himself in a bit of a pickle here, folks. And here comes the number 9 batter, the designated hitter, Ben Pasquale. His bat's finally starting to get hot. Average up to .231. He has 2 RBIs. In actuality, batted .317 in 1927. 2 home runs, 16 RBIs. And .333 off left-handed pitching. Chance to increase the 27 Yankees lead here over the 78 Yanks. Pasquale, he's ready. Guidry rocks and fires. Pasquale doubles to right field. 1 run scores. Gazzella has a good chance of scoring. We only have a 17% chance of throwing him out at the plate. We're going to say yes. To Randolph, to the plate, but sliding in safely on the relay throw is Gazzella. The 27 Yankees jump out quickly on Ron Guidry. They now have a 3-0 lead. So 2 outs. A 2-out double by Ben Pasquale plates 2. In the top of the order, Earl Combs comes to plate. He's 0 for 1 today. Munson goes out to have a quick word with Ron Guidry, who is being roughed up here. Munson back behind the plate. He squats down, pounds the mitt, sets the target. Here's the pitch to Combs. And Combs walks. Guidry really out of sorts tonight. So 2 on, 2 out. And here comes Bob Musel. He's 0 for 1. Guidry again steps off the mound. He asks for a new baseball. Munson gets it from the ump, throws it out to Guidry. He rubs it up, puts it in his glove, steps back up on the hill. Toes the rubber. Nods his head. Here's the pitch to Musel. And he strikes him out to end the inning. We go to the top of the third. The 1927 Yankees 3, the 1978 Yankees nothing in this family feud. Due up for the 78ers, Rivers, Piniella, and Nettles. Rivers bunted, tried for a bunt hit his first time up, but was thrown out by Moore, the pitcher. He's 0 for 1. Moore's ready to work. Here's the pitch to Mick the Quick. And that's a single to left center field, so Mickey Rivers is on. Definitely a base running threat. 8 out of 10 base running ability, 79% chance to steal second base. Lou Piniella's up. Excellent hit and run, man. 7 out of 10. We're going to play hit and run. Here's the pitch by Moore. And it's a grounder to Gazella's, only plays the first for the out. Advancing to second base in scoring position is Mickey Rivers. As Eric from Higher Ground Gaming says, the Patriots squeezed another one out today. Yes, they did. Made my mother very happy with that victory. So here comes Craig Nettles. Nettles walked his first time up. A chance to knock in an RBI. Help the Yankees claw closer. They're down by 3. Righty-lefty matchup. Grabowski sets the target. Here's the pitch by Moore. Nettles swings, sends that ball deep to Ruth in right center field. He makes the catch. Rivers will tag up. The throw by Ruth is not in time. Rivers is safe. So with 2 outs, Mickey Rivers is at third base. And here comes Jay Johnstone. Came in the game for the injured Reggie Jackson. He popped a hamstring on the Lou Gehrig home run. So Jay Johnstone batted .262 in 1978 in only 65 at-bats. 1 home run, 6 RBIs. Johnstone, off right-handed pitching, .241. He actually hit it left-handed pitching much better, .364. So Johnstone's ready. He's loosey-goosey in that box. Here's the pitch by Moore. And that is a hard ball. Lazzeri dives, gets up, throws the Gehrig, inning over, threat averted. We go to the bottom of the third. The 1927 Yankees 3, the 1978 Yankees nothing. Great play by Tony Lazzeri. 27 Yankees flashing that leather today. And here comes Lou Gehrig. He's 1 for 1. He homered in the first. Solo blast. He digs in. Munson flashes the signs. Guidry's ready. Here's the pitch to the Iron Horse. And Gehrig singles back up the middle. Lou Gehrig 2 for 2. Being held on at first base by Chris Chambliss. Gehrig 6 out of 10 base running ability. Here comes the Bambino, Babe Ruth. He's 0 for 1. Flied very deep to center in the first inning. Lefty-lefty matchup. Munson pounds his mitt, sets the target. Here's the pitch to Ruth. It's a dribbler to Munson. He goes to Randolph on the Chambliss double play. If you're scoring at home, that's 2 to 4 to 3. Nice play by the captain, Thurman Munson. So with 2 outs, base is empty. Here comes Tony Lazzeri. He's 0 for 1. Right-handed batter digs in. The windup and the pitch by Guidry. And he strikes Lazzeri out. We go to the top of the fourth. 3-0 1927 Yankees. Due up for the 1978 Yankees. Munson, Chambliss, and Thomason. Thurman Munson's 1 for 1 today. He singled in the second inning. Wilcy Moore is up to 50 pitches. Good for 145. Looks in at Grabowski. Here's the pitch to Munson. Grounder back to Moore, over to Gehrig, 1 away. Here comes Chris Chambliss, Yankee first baseman from 1978, 0 for 1. Grabowski sets the target. The pitch to Chambliss. And that's a hard hit ball to short, over to Gehrig, out number 2. Nice play by Koenig. So with 2 outs, no one on, here comes the Yankee designated hitter for the 1978 team, Gary Thomason. He walked his first time up, looking to extend this inning here. Righty-lefty matchup. The windup and the pitch by Moore. And he strikes out Thomason. We go to the bottom of the 4th. 3-0, 1927 Yankees. 2 up for Murderers Row and Incorporated. Koenig, Grabowski, and Gazella to face Louisiana Lightning. The Gator, Ron Guidry, has been roughed up. He's given up 3 runs so far in 3 innings, including a home run to the Iron Horse Lou Gehrig. Koenig 0 for 1. Here's the pitch by Guidry. That ball's a fly out to Piniella, a shallow fly out for out number 1. Johnny Grabowski steps to the plate. He's 1 for 1. He's singled back in the 2nd. Once again, pounds the mitt, sets the target. Here is the pitch to Grabowski. And he strikes him out. Munson dropped the ball, though. Throws to first to complete the strikeout. 2 up, 2 down. And here comes Mike Gazella. He's 1 for 1. He singled in the 2nd inning. Lefty-righty matchup. Guidry rocks and fires. Gazella swings, grounds to Randolph over the Chambliss. We go to the top of the 5th. Still 3-0, 27 Yankees. 2 up for the 1978 Yankees. Willie Randolph, Bucky Bleeping Dent, and then the top of the order, Mick the Quick, Mickey Rivers. Randolph 0 for 1. Wilcy Moore's ready to work. Here's the pitch. Randolph swings. Ball goes to Gazella over to Gehrig. 1 away. Here's Bucky Bleeping Dent. He's 0 for 1. Moore rubs up the baseball. Back up on the hill. Toes the rubber. Looks in at Grabowski. Here's the pitch to Dent. And that's a single to left. Bucky Dent's now 1 for 2. 5 out of 10 base running ability. Gehrig holding him on. Here comes Mick the Quick. Mickey Rivers 1 for 2 today. Bunt out on the attempt. Bunt base hit in the 1st. And he singled in the 3rd. Rivers 7 out of 10 hit and run. Righty-lefty matchup. Here's the pitch to Mick the Quick. And he sends that ball deep to Combs in right center field. He makes the catch. Bucky Dent has a 27% chance of tagging up, but he shall hold. So he bluffs and does not go. 2 outs. And here comes Sweet Lou Piniella playing left field for the 78 Yankees in this game. He's 0 for 2 today. Piniella had 6 home runs in 1978 to go with his 69 RBIs. Wilcy Moore looks to first. Now in at Grabowski. Here's the pitch to Sweet Lou Piniella. Grounder back to Moore, over to Gehrig. Inning, top of the inning's over. We go to the bottom of the 5th. The 1927 Yankees 3, the 1978 Yankees nothing in this family feud. The battle in the Bronx. 2 up for the 27 Yankees. The number 9 hitter, the designated hitter, Ben Pasquale, then Combs and Musil. Ron Guidry has thrown 73 pitches. He settled down after the first 2 innings where he gave up 3 runs. He's good for 135. Here's the pitch to Pasquale. Grounded to Nettles, and it goes off his glove and trickles away from him. E5. That is a rare error on the usually sure-handed Greg Nettles at 3rd. So Ben Pasquale reaches on the Nettles error, and here comes the top of the order, Earl Combs. He's 0 for 1. Walked in the 2nd, grounded out in the 1st. Currently has an 11-game hitting streak. Take care, Eric. Thank you very much for stopping by. Remember to check out Higher Ground Gaming with Eric, Mr. Brody, and Miss Mags. Alright, so Earl Combs comes to the plate. Pasquale's at first, being held on by Chambliss. Guidry's ready to work. Here's the pitch to Combs. Grounded to Nettles. He throws to Chambliss. Not in time. That is an infield hit. for the hustling Earl Combs, who now extends his hit streak to 12. So 2 on, no outs. That error by Nettles really hurts them now. And here comes Bob Musel. Musel, 10 out of 10 bunter. He's 0 for 2 today. We're going to play our corners in. As I'm managing the 78 Yankees, the computer is managing the 27 Yankees. Corners in, Nettles in at third, Chambliss in at first. Here's the pitch by Guidry to Musel. It's ripped to Nettles, and he goes to Randolph for the force out. So they get the middle runner. Runner's now on the corners with 1 away, and here comes the Iron Horse, Lou Gehrig's 2 for 2. How do you do? Gehrig hit a solo blast in the first to give the Yankees a 1-0 lead, then singled up the middle in the third. Chance to knock in a couple more here. 78 Yankees pinching that middle with Dent and Randolph on a turn 2. Lefty-lefty matchup. Munson flashes the sign. Here's the pitch to Lou Gehrig. And he walks. Gehrig showed excellent patience there, so the bases are loaded. And here comes the Bambino, Babe Ruth. He has struggled in this retro replay, where the 27 Yankees face some of the greatest pitchers of all, single-season pitchers of all time. He's only batting 200 with 4 home runs and 8 RBIs. He can break out in a big way here with a grand salami. 0 for 2 today, no place to put him. Guidry rocks and fires. Ruth swings and sends a shallow ball out to Mickey Rivers. He makes the catch and racing home and scoring from third is Pasquale. And the 27 Yankees take a 4-0 lead. Musel moves up to third. So with 2 outs, runners still on the corners, and here comes Tony Lazzeri, the Yankees second baseman from 1927. He's 0 for 2 today. Guidry up to 88 pitches. Munson sets the target. Here's the pitch by Ron Guidry. And he strikes out Lazzeri. We go to the top of the 6th. The 1927 Yankees 4, the 1978 Yankees nothing. 2 up for the 78 Yankees, Nettles, Johnstone, and Munson. Jay Johnstone came in when Reggie Jackson got injured, pulling his hamstring in the outfield. It's a big blow to this Yankee team, 1978. So here's Greg Nettles, he's 0 for 1. Walked in the first, fly deep to right center in the third. Wilcy Moore back out on the mound for the 27 Yankees. He's ready to work. Here's the pitch to Nettles. And that's a grounder up the middle. So a leadoff single by Greg Nettles. And here comes Jay Johnstone. Again, came in for the injured Reggie Jackson. He's now batting cleanup. Big drop-off. He's 0 for 1 today. 5 out of 10 hit and run. Nettles 4 out of 10 running ability. Lou Gehrig holding him on at first. We let Johnstone swing away. Here's the pitch by Moore. Grounder to Lazzeri. His only play is to first, as Lazzeri had to go to the hole and backhand it. Thought about trying to turn 2, but got the sure out at first. So with 1 out, Nettles is in scoring position for the Yankee captain of 1978, the catcher Thurman Munson. Munson 1 for 2. Singled in the second, grounded to the pitcher in the fourth. Grabowski sets the target. The windup and the pitch by Moore. Munson swings, drives it deep to right field. Ruth makes the catch. Tagging up at third base with a second base with a 92% chance of being safe at third is Greg Nettles. And he's in there. So a nice catch by Ruth. Nettles tags up. He's now 90 feet away from putting the 78 Yankees up on the board. And it's up to Chris Chambliss to try to knock him in. Chambliss, the Yankee first baseman of 78, 0 for 2. Moore steps off the mound, takes his cap up, rubs his brow. Back up on the hill, toes the rubber, looks in at Grabowski. Here's the pitch to Chambliss. And that's a single to right center. The 78 Yankees finally get on the board with a 2-out RBI single by Chris Chambliss. It's now 4-1, 1927 Yankees. And a chance to come even closer now with 1 swing of the bat. Gary Thomason steps to the plate. He's 0 for 1, the designated hitter. He walked in the second, struck out in the fourth. Chambliss 4 out of 10 base running ability, being held on by Lou Gehrig at first. Moore looks to first. Now in at the catcher. Here's the pitch to Thomason. Grounded to Lazzeri, over to Gehrig. We go to the bottom of the 6th. The 1927 Yankees 4, the 1978 Yankees 1. Ron Guidry back out on the mound. 91 pitches. He's good for 135. He'll be facing Koenig, Grabowski, and Gazella. Mark Koenig 0 for 2. Line to center and fly to shallow left center. Guidry sets and fires. And that's another line out to Mickey Rivers, who hustled back, reached up, and made the catch in center field. One away, and here comes the Yankee catcher of 1927, Johnny Grabowski. He's 1 for 2 today. Singled in the 2nd, struck out in the 4th. Munson had to complete the strikeout by throwing to Chambliss at first. Grabowski digs in that right-hander's batter's box. Munson sets the target. Here's the pitch by Guidry. Popped up. Bucky Dent calls for it behind the third base bag in left field for out number 2. So with 2 outs, no one on, here comes the Yankee third baseman, Mike Gazella. He's 1 for 2 today, singled in the 2nd, grounded out in the 4th. Looking to extend the inning. Guidry looks determined on that mound, nods his head. Here's the pitch to Mike Gazella. And he strikes Gazella out. We go to the top of the 7th. The 27 Yankees still hold a 3-run lead, 4-1 over the 78 Yankees in this battle in the Bronx, the family feud. We have JD in the chat. How are you doing, my friend? Hope all is well. Remember to check out JD's station also. He's doing a wonderful story role-playing game called Dwarves on his channel. It's absolutely fabulous. We had so much fun last night. Had some issues with OBS he had, but all in all, I give it a 10 out of 10 for fun. Sip a cup of coffee. Alrighty, 2 up for the 78 Yankees. Randolph, Dent in the top of the order. Mickey Rivers. Willie Randolph 0 for 2. He has popped out to the catcher and grounded to third. Wilcy Moore rocks and fires. Randolph swings. Gazella over to Gehrig. If you're scoring at home, that's 5-3. 1 away, and here comes Bucky bleeping Dent. Bucky Dent 1 for 2. Line to center in the 2nd and single in the 5th. As JD in the chat says, bad night. Broncos overestimated the Giants, or underestimated maybe, and are getting their asses kicked. Stop watching. Really? Holy cow. That's not good. Giants could get their first win. I hope not. I hope the Broncos come back. So Bucky Dent's up, 1 for 2. Grabowski sets the target. Here's the pitch by Moore. That ball goes out to left center field, and Combs is there to track it down. 2 up, 2 down. In the top of the order, Mickey Rivers, 1 for 3. Mick the Quick. Bunted out to the catcher. In the 1st, we attempted a bunt base hit. Singled in the 3rd, fly to deep right center in the 5th. Righty-lefty matchup. Moore up to 102 pitches. Looks in at Grabowski. Nods his head. Here's the pitch to Mickey Rivers. Rivers singles to right. Inning extended. So with 2 outs, Mickey Rivers, a very good base runner at first. 8 out of 10 base running ability, will be held on by Lou Gehrig, the Iron Horse. And here comes Sweet Lou Piniella, who's 0 for 3. JD says about the Broncos-Giants game, 4th quarter, and it was 20-3 at the 8-minute mark. Oh, wow, yeah, game over. So it looks like the New York Giants will get off the schneid with the update that JD has provided us in the chat. And JD not only has a wonderful channel that you should subscribe to, as I do, but he is a moderator extraordinaire. So Piniella's 0 for 3. He has grounded out all 3 times. He's ready. Rivers at first. Moore looks at Gehrig. Now in at the catcher. Here's the pitch to Sweet Lou Piniella. Grounder to Lazzeri. Over to first. We go to the bottom of the 7th. The 27 Yankees 4. The 1978 Yankees 1. In this family feud, the battle in the Bronx. 2 up for the 27 Yankees. Pasquale in the top of the order, Combs and Musil. Then Pasquale 1 for 2. Doubled in the second, knocking in Gazella, and then reached on the error by Nettles in the 5th. Keep saying Tom Guidry. Ron Guidry, the Gator, on the mound, gets a sign for Munson. Here's the pitch to Pasquale. Grounder to Nettles. He makes a diving stop. No error this time. He throws him out at first. Great play by Nettles. So 1 up, 1 down. Top of the order, Earl Combs, 1 for 2. Grounded out in the 1st, walked in the 2nd, singled in the 5th. Of the infield variety. Left-handed batter facing the left-handed pitcher, Ron Guidry. The windup and the pitch by Louisiana Lightning. Combs swings, grounds to Randolph for out number 2. How do you do? 2 up, 2 down. No one on. Here comes Bob Musil. He's 0 for 3. He has struck out in the 1st, struck out in the 2nd, and grounded to 3rd, forcing out Combs at 2nd. So he reached on a fielder's choice in the 5th. 2 outs, no one on. The windup and the pitch by the Gator. And he walks Musil. Ron Guidry now up to 120 pitches. He's good for 135. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Musil being held on by Chambliss. Musil 8 out of 10 base running ability. And here comes the Iron Horse, Lou Gehrig, 2 for 2. A homer in the 1st. A single up the middle in the 3rd. And he walked in the 5th. Guidry rocks and fires. It's a wild pitch. Advancing to 2nd is Musil. JD in the chat says, in a night where we should have taken 1st place in the AFC West with the Chiefs losing to the Steelers. You're right. So Musil's in scoring position for Gehrig, who's 2 for 2 as I stated. 3 balls, no strikes. Munson sets the target. Here's the pitch by Ron Guidry. And he strikes Gehrig out. Inning over. We go to the top of the 8th. That's some clutch piece of pitching by Louisiana Lightning, the Gator, Ron Guidry. We go to the top of the 8th. The 1927 Yankees 4, the 1978 Yankees 1 in this family feud, the battle in the Bronx. 2 up for the 78 Yankees. Nettles, Johnstone, and Munson. Jay Johnstone came in for the injured Reggie Jackson. Big drop-off there. And here comes Greg Nettles. 3rd baseman's 1 for 2 with an error today. Also has made an absolutely fabulous play at 3rd. Walked in the 1st, flied out in the 3rd, and singled in the 6th. Wilcy Moore up to 110 pitches. He still looks strong, good for 145. Here's the pitch to Nettles. Grounder back to Moore, over to Gehrig. 1 up, 1 down, and here comes Jay Johnstone. Again, he came in for the injured Reggie Jackson, and that basically totally decimates this lineup with Jackson out of it. Jackson pulled his hamstring on the home run to Gehrig as he started to race to right center field and popped his hammy. Jay Johnstone's 0 for 2. He's grounded out twice. Moore gets the sign from Grabowski. Here's the pitch to Johnstone. And that is a ball to Lazzeri up the middle. He makes the play for out number 2. How do you do? So with 2 outs, no one on, it'll be up to the Yankee captain, the catcher, Thurman Munson. He's 1 for 3. Munson's grounded out twice. Singled, grounded out, and flown out. 2 outs, no one on. Grabowski pounds the mitt. Sets the target. Here's the pitch by Moore. Munson swings to Gazella, to Gehrig. And the 78 Yankees go down once again. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's still 4-1. Murderers Row Incorporated. 2 up for the 1927 Yankees. Ruth, Lazzeri, and Koenig. Ron Guidry seems okay. He's up to 126 pitches. It's good for 135. Most likely, this will be his last inning. Ruth is 0 for 2. He's flown very deep. Grounded into a double play when he dribbled one in front of Munson. And then flied to shallow left. Pasquale scored on that fly ball, though, so he does have an RBI. Guidry's ready. He rocks and fires. And that's a wild pitch. So it was a swing and a miss. Ruth struck out, but it was a wild pitch, and he advances to first. So that is a very rare play. So Guidry gets a recorded strikeout, but not the out. And here comes Tony Lazzeri. He's 0 for 3, and he's going to sacrifice bunt here. That's what I think he's going to do. Ruth's at first. I think he's going to sacrifice bunt. We're going to move our corners in. Corners in. Chambliss in at first, Nettles in at third. Here's the pitch to Lazzeri. And another walk. Guidry's up to 133 pitches. And we're going to have to go to our pen. As here comes Mark Koenig. 0 for 3. Guidry's got him 3 times. Pen starts to get ready for the 78 Yankees. This will be Ron Guidry's last batter. Looking at turn 2 with Denton Randolph up the middle. Here's the pitch by Louisiana Lightning. Koenig pops it up, and Denton calls for it at short. And that's the first out of the inning, and that's going to be it for Ron Guidry. As he's now in the red, he's thrown 137 pitches. So let's see who's going to come in. Oh boy, who's going to come in? We have righty, righty, righty. Well, we're going to go with Goose Gossage. It's basically a one-game replay for every team facing the 2070 Yankees. Here comes Goose Gossage to come in to pitch. Let's give you Ron Guidry's final numbers. He's responsible for the runners at first and second. Guidry pitched 7 1/3 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, 3 of them earned, 1 of them wasn't, due to the error by Nettles at third. Walked 4, struck out 8 through 137 pitches. He's in line for the loss. So far, Wilcy Moore for the 2070 Yankees, 8 innings, 6 hits, 1 run. It's earned. Walked 2, struck out 1. Back to the ball game. Here comes Rich Goose Gossage. Gossage in 1978, 10 wins, 11 losses, 27 saves, earned run average of 2.01, batting average against 187. Lefties batted 205 off of him, righties 171. And here is Johnny Grabowski, 1 out, 2 on, 1 for 3, the 27 Yankee catcher. Singled in the second, struck out in the fourth, and popped out to short in the sixth. The Goose is ready. He rocks and fires. Grabowski swings, fly ball out to Johnstone in right. For out number 2, Babe Ruth retreats back to second base. So 2 outs, 2 on. It's up to Mike Gazzella, the Yankee third baseman from 1927, 1 for 3. Singled in the second, grounded out in the fourth, and struck out in the sixth. Gossage 1 out away from getting out of this jam. Munson sets the target. Here's the pitch to Mike Gazzella. And he strikes him out. We go to the top of the 9th. The 78 Yankees trail by 3. The 1927 Yankees 4. The 78 Yankees 1. 2 up for the team from 1978. And the last gasp hopes. Chambliss, Thomason, and Randolph. If anyone gets on, Bucky Bleeping Dent. Wilcy Moore still on the mound. He's only thrown 116 pitches. Good for 145. Chambliss 1 for 3. His 1 hit came in his last at-bat, a single to right center, knocking in Nettles. He has the only RBI for the 78 Yankees. In this family feud, the brawl in the Bronx, Chambliss is ready. And Benoff has come in to catch. Benny Benoff. 8 out of 10 defensive ability, 4 out of 10 arm. Everything else looks the same. The windup and the pitch by Moore. Chambliss grounds it to Lazzeri, who goes to Lou Gehrig. 1 up, one down. The 27 Yankees 2 outs away from victory and winning this family feud. And here comes Gary Thomason. He's 0 for 2. Walked in the second, struck out in the fourth, grounded out in the sixth. Moore looks in at Benoff. Nods his head. Here's the pitch to Thomason. Grounded to Lazzeri, over to Garrick. Out number 2, how do you do? They're playing some pepper with Tony Lazzeri in this top of the ninth. Out at second base. So it's up to Willie Randolph. He's 0 for 3 today to extend this inning. The 78 Yankees need to get 2 runners on to bring the tying run to the plate. On deck, Bucky Dent. Randolph 0 for 3. Popped out to the catcher. Grounded out to third twice. Trying to keep the inning and game going for the 78 Yankees. Moore rubs up the baseball. Back up on the hill. He toes the rubber. Looks in at Benoff. Benoff sets the target. Here's the pitch to Willie Randolph. And that's a single to left center. So Willie Randolph extends the inning with a 2-out single. The Yankees aren't dead yet from 1978. Here comes Bucky Bleeping Dent. He's 1 for 3. Line to center, singled in the 5th, and then fly deep to left center in the 7th. Let's go to our bench here. Who hits right-handed pitching? .248 Jim Spencer. Switch hitters Roy White. How did I miss Roy White? Oh, that's because he only bats .243 off right. Much better against them, .269. So he's a switch hitter. He would bat left-handed. Lefties bat .246 off Wilcy Moore. Jim Spencer goes .248, slugging percentage of .496. Roy White's slugging percentage .392. We're going to have Jim Spencer going to come off the bench and bat for Bucky Dent. So Spencer with 2 outs, Randolph at first, comes off the bench in a pinch hitting role. Spencer batted .227 in 1978, but .248 off right-handed pitching. With 7 home runs and 24 runs driven in. He's looking to drive something out to right field, that short porch down the right field line to pull the Yankees to within 1. Tying run on deck in the form of Mickey Rivers, the leadoff batter. Benoff goes out to the mound, has a quick word with Wilcy Moore, who's up to 119 pitches. Again, good for 145. 1 out away from a complete game victory, as the 22nd Yankees lead the 78 Yankees 4-1 in this family feud brawl in the Bronx. Spencer digs in. The windup and the pitch by Moore. And he strikes Spencer out. Ball game over. The 27 Yankees go out in style as Wilcy Moore strikes out Spencer. And they defeat the 78 Yankees 4-1. In this family feud battle in the Bronx, Murderers Row takes on all comers. They defeat Ron Guidry and the 78 Yankees. Let's bring up the box score. Let's go to OBS. There's the box score. It'll be up momentarily. We'll go through it and then we'll call it a stream. But before that, our tradition here on the channel is to thank the people who jumped in the chat. Thank you to JD, moderator extraordinaire. He also has a wonderful channel. Check out JD. You just type in JD and you'll find his channel. Or you go to my channel. He's under one of the related channels. Also, thank you to Eric from Higher Ground Gaming. Another wonderful channel, Retro Sports Play. That's Higher Ground Gaming with Eric. Mr. Brody and Miss Mags, thank you very much to those two fine gentlemen who joined me in the chat, and for all the people who watched live and will watch later. Greatly appreciate it that you have taken some time out of your life to jump in and watch. As Eric is still there in incognito. He jumps in the chat and he says, "Yay, the Yankees lose." Oh wait, the Yankees won too. So boo. Alrighty, let's go to the pitching first. Ron Guidry. Not a good effort. Not horrible, but not his top-notch effort against the 27 Yankees. 7 1/3, 6 hits, 4 runs, 3 of them earned. 1 wasn't because of the error by Greg Nettles at third. 1 home run, 4 walks, 8 Ks. He threw 137 pitches. Goose Gossage came in, pitched the final 2/3 as they only had to go 8. He struck out 1 and he threw 7 pitches. That's great. So we have Guidry and Guidry. Did you guys notice that? Every once in a while, Action PC does the stupidest things. So Wilcy got the win, and we don't have Wilcy up here, which I don't know why. So let's go, hopefully batting. We got that right at least. All right, so in defeat, the 78 Yankees, Mickey Rivers 2 for 4. And then Lou Piniella, 0 for 4. Greg Nettles, 1 for 3 with a run score and a walk. Reggie Jackson was 0 for 1. Then he pulled his hamstring, came out of the game. And Jay Johnstone took over in right field in the cleanup spot. And that was a big drop-off. Johnstone was 0 for 3. Munson, 1 for 4. Chambliss, 1 for 4 with the only RBI. Thomason, the designated hitter, 0 for 3, a walk and a strikeout. He's the only strikeout Wilcy got. Willie Randolph, 1 for 4. Bucky Bleeping Dent, 1 for 3. Spencer, the pinch hitter, 0 for 1. He struck out. So that's 2 strikeouts that Wilcy had, excuse me. In total, the 78 Yankees, 34 at-bats, 1 run, 7 hits, 1 RBI, 2 walks, and 2 Ks. They left 15 runners on. They batted .206 as a team. For the victorious 1927 Yankees, Earl Combs, 1 for 3 with a walk. Bob Musil, 0 for 3, a walk and 2 strikeouts. Gehrig, 2 for 3, 1 run, scored an RBI, a walk and a strikeout. He had a home run. Started off the scoring for the 27 Yankees. Babe Ruth struggled once again, 0 for 3. Did have a sacrifice fly for an RBI, and he also struck out. Tony Lazzeri, he's been struggling in this retro replay project. 0 for 3 with a walk and a strikeout. Koenig, the shortstop's been struggling. He's 0 for 4. You can see Ruth, Lazzeri, and Koenig all are batting below 200. Johnny Grabowski, the catcher, 1 for 4 with a run scored. He struck out once. Benoff came in as a defensive replacement. Catcher, did not bat. And Mike Gazzella was 1 for 4, a run scored, and 2 strikeouts. Ben Pasquale, the designated hitter, 1 for 3, a run scored, and 2 runs knocked in. He had a double. So in total, the 27 Yankees in victory, who now move their record to 5-7 when they face the greatest single-season pitchers of all time, had 30 at-bats, 4 runs, 6 hits, 4 RBIs, walked 4 times, struck out 9 times, 1 double, 1 home run, left 14 runners on, and as a team, batted .236. So in the family feud, the Battle of the Bronx, the 1978 Yankees and Ron Guidry fall to the 1927 Yankees 4-1, and we're going to call it a stream. Thank you very much. Till next time, health and happiness. Take care. Bye-bye, and God bless.